BTC, 70,000 American dollars. Let us crank it. Are you ready? Markets are moving in the things we don't want to move. We're going to have some fun. BTC, friends, 70,000 dollars. We will be speaking about the Lego battle in the Middle East. Just to let you know, warning, warning, warning. I can't speak about... Look, I can speak about walking over there. I can't speak about running, okay? If you know what I mean. Lego battles, YouTube going turbo nuclear, highly sensitive. Why do you think that's occurring, friends? We're going to be speaking about some US rates, some actually shocking moves that's happened, some comments from Scott Bessent. Okay, we've also got some stuff, once again, that place in the Middle East. There's a lot of Lego battles, if you know what I mean. We've got some Ripple stuff, SEC, all of that coming your way and more. I want to show you something first. I've got to go through this, friends. There are imposters of me, all right? And I'm just going to quickly show you this picture, friends. There are imposters of me, and there will be, obviously be careful, but let me tell you something. Okay, thank you to my friend MJK. Mijk. I call him Milk. It's M-I-J-K. Milk. It's Mr. Milky. I remember, friends, imposters, you got to think about it. Imposters, scammers, don't communicate with any of them, all right? They're all scammers. But they have a good ear for when it's early to crypto, before the retailers get in, which is crazy. They're actually here now. This is why I'm looking at it. There's been a lot of reports in the past 3 to 5 days. A lot of imposters have appeared about me. There's always imposters, but they've really started to ramp it up. And I remember the last time this happened. Well, I remember we were in bear market stuff. And then when they appeared was actually right here, friends. It was literally right here. We had the disbelief and the scammers came. And nobody believed it. Actually, the scammers started coming and then they were early. Right up here, you had Pepe season. This is it. This was, Pepe did the God run. Pepe made it all the way to Binance. And we had like this disbelief run, right? And it was disbelief, disbelief, disbelief. And then up here was the hated rally. This is disbelief and hatred. Everyone's like, okay, it's going to go down. And up here was hatred. Why was this hated? It was because most crypto influencers, like Ben Copen, was calling for a return lower. You had Ivan on Tech, who also flipped bearish here. You basically had everybody expecting one more big crash with a little US recession to appear. And then it didn't appear. That's why the Bitcoin ETF was so hated, friends. Do you even remember, right? Look, even up here, this was the Bitcoin spot ETF launch. It was so hated. Jim Cramer came right here. This is the candle right here. Jim Cramer came out. He said, Bitcoin number go down. And he said it 5 times. And I remember, I go, look, Bitcoin ETF is sell the news. I go, but there's a problem. Remember I made my video? I go, there's a problem. Or as Professor Jiang says, but the problem... the problem is Jim Cramer's never in his life fighted the crap out of something 5 times in a row. I said it can only mean he's correct or it's going to break the high way earlier than anyone thinks. And guess what it did? It did. This was the killer, friends. You know, even here, Crypto Crew University Steve, he was making warning, tornado, warning. They're lying to you. Bitcoin's not going to 100,000. It's expensive. Okay, that's how it happened. But look where it all started. It started with the scammers. The scammers came here. Ain't that something? Look how early they were. The scammers literally came here. The scammers are back now. Okay, this is where they are. So it's crazy. It's funny, these weird signals, friends. I don't know what the hell is going on, but this is just weird. Like, why do I notice this stuff? I don't know. It's not like I don't write this any of it down. I don't write down and go, oh, next time the scammers come. Even though a few of us, friends, we do know about the scammers. Everyone knows about the scammer signal, but it's just weird. Like, why would I take that as a point? I don't know. We're here 18 hours a day. We'll be speaking about some big stuff as well, friends. I'm going to go through some quick comments of everyone out here. We love you, friends. We have $10 doonies all appearing from Stefan, Mr. Tesca God, Mr. King. King 055 was actually first. By the way, friends, this is Juicy News number 1337. Elite. We are elite. We've got Mr. Ryder Rain, Peter at a $1 doonie. Unfold. I wanted to believe, but then the government said they were real. That's the UFO stuff. Yeah. UFO disclosure, friends. The odds are now to 16% for them to confirm UFOs are real this year. So, but why isn't it 90%? It's because the market also is interesting. The market also believes there's like, 40 to 50% chance the Lego battle in Middle East is going on all year. So they're trying to compute like, hey, do you wait after it or in between? Mr. Actor CLF, that large 33 billion 08 Hex stake had good accounting run on it yesterday. The smaller stake was restaked. You have to see what happens to the large one. I don't think anything's going to happen. It's probably a Pulse Chain Pioneer. Okay. We also have Jane. Sommi, we love you. I for sure. We have Mr. Doozy Bazooki. Nice name. Sommi's the last samurai. Top 5 crypto. That's a great name. Top 5 crypto. Welcome. Take a seat over there. That's right. Keep your pants on. What's some chop? We got a spoonie wielder. Mr. Panchos with the wolf pack actually became a spoonie wielder. Well done, friend. Guys, I hate to say it. The AI, man, it's right. Friends, this channel, I don't like looking at numbers and stuff, okay? Because when you're doing high value content crypto, people don't want to hear stuff. But in this bear market, I'm not joking. My TikTok stuff, the spoonie wielders, I didn't want to do this. I really didn't want to, couldn't be bothered. But I went through it and I'm like, you know what? When's AI wrong, man? AI's only wrong about the red pill stuff. Totally wrong with that. But anything to do with this, it was so right. There's new people. Welcome. If you're from TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagrams, welcome. You are coming from BrainRot Land. I know it's very hard for you to pay attention to something for longer than 10 seconds, but I promise you are buying the blood and tears of us who have been offside for 5 years. You will make so much money, okay, off the back of us. I don't know what coin's going to go up first, though. May as well get all of them. Mr. Amun Rao. I am so depressed. And speaking of that, friends, I want to tell you something. Friends, I'm going to be unbiased. I have to. I've just got to tell you this. I'm going to pretend you are a brother, a sister, a father, a son. You're my pet squirrel. Honest conversation. Whenever I write 2028, the year, you guys start attacking me. Okay? And violent. It gets very violent very fast. You say, I'm not waiting for that. No, I can't do that. No, I can't possibly take it. I'm just reporting that to you. I say a lot of stuff, friends. Pointy elbows, we talk about red pill stuff. Jeffrey Epstein still alive and stuff, right? When I say that, there's no triggering. When I say 2028, everyone loses their mind because you can't take it anymore. I totally get it. I'm just informing that for you. What does that mean? I don't know what the conclusion 100% is. I'm just telling you, look, friends, I'm still buying, dude. I'm buying. Okay? I'm just mentally preparing you in case things look like we're gonna get a bit hopeful and then we roll over for another 3 to 4 months in the middle of the year. Look like we're gonna get a bit hopeful. Also, I've shared this for you in telegrams. I think I sent it for Yak and some other friends. Friends, this is the XRP chart. This was XRP when it collapsed in Luna. You see this? Friends, XRP was a winning coin. Look at this period, dude. Friends, look at this. This is 1, 2, this is 2 years. 2 years and 3 months, actually. See that? That is 2 years, friends. All right? See? But you don't notice this. What do you notice? You notice XRP going to $3. Right? But there was, and this was the winning one. Now, you might ask, how do we know we're in any of the winning ones? I just think because everyone had a lost cycle, we're all in winning coins. I think so, because you've rinsed out so many people for 5 years now. Okay, everyone's going to win, which, sounds great, but you wasted 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, we got outperformed by Pokemon cards. So that's what it comes down to. Now, friends, we'll be speaking about some actual crazy stuff. This is the most crazy thing of all. It's kind of funny, friends. Friends, I watch all these crypto influencers with you. None of them talk about, this is the most important stuff. How don't they talk about this? What he's looking at? It is the US 2-year rate spread expectations. Look what happened, friends, in the past few hours. Check this out. It had a blow off. That's wild, man. Do you want to know? Look at that, friends. One rate hike priced in. What? Yes, 100% chance of a rate hike got priced in. Someone had a huge blowout. Boom. I don't know if this was a news release or something, but yeah, it literally bang. Uh-oh. You know who does this move, friends? There's obviously funds out there. They're betting on cuts, and then they get out on just the open. of the New York Open, they're just like, oh crap, oil's too high, they're not going to cut rates, we're just getting out. And it's funny, it actually reversed the move. It got them out. That's funny. So we have 100% chance of a rate hike. That's why everyone's nervous, everyone's scared. My friends, remember, they hike when the economy's strong. But what everyone's doing is they're thinking about the fractal of 2007. Okay? In 2007, we all know there was a big collapse. But oil had a spike, which we'll go look at oil now, topical theme, friends. In 2007, oil had a massive, massive run-up. This is, look at this, gone all the way back, friends. This is it, the GFC. See this? This was oil's intergalactic run. Oil went from 70 bucks all the way up here to 140, 150, down only, boom. This was China and everyone coming online, and then GFC. You see that? Everything got destroyed. Crazy, man. Went down to $37. So that's what everyone's scared about. Because in this period of time, oil went so high, the US Fed started hiking rates. Okay, that's what they started doing at the end of 2007, whilst the banking sector knew of everybody on Wall Street, friends. So just to let you know, in 2007, information, there was no Twitteroonies, there was no YouTubes like us, okay? And not everybody was connected to their phones because no one knew what the hell was going on, right? Everyone was just buying like real estate. No one knew about stocks, and crypto that wasn't even existing. So no one was really hyper connected. There was no social media and stuff, right? The only social media back in 2007 was literally, for Facebook, friends, it was college kids, right? It was college kids, and you're just trying to poke girls to get their attention, maybe so you can go meet up with them on like your next holiday. That was social media, right? But back in 2007, everyone on Wall Street knew that they were giving all these bad loans and that something was going to go wrong. Because they're giving them to people like, hey, Cletus, did you sleep in my sister? Like those types of people were getting 125% loans and extra money for the honeymoon part of the loan, and it was wild, right? So they knew it was going to blow up. They just didn't know when. Yeah, otherwise known as a big short. But then what ends up happening is it does blow up. It just took like a year or so. Okay. Now, good luck. You don't have information waiting a year. You've got it like 1 hour. As soon as things move, like friends, for example, like people are tracking Bibi Netanyahu's plane, like the wings of Zion. He went to like Belgium or something. That's why everyone thinks he's dead from the Lego battles. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like everyone's tracking everything. It's just, it's very hard to keep information at bay now. So that, and also back then, the US Fed is also fed all this info. So if there's a crisis, they they cut rates if they need to. But does that really stop anything? Not really. This is oil, friends, hanging around $94 redoonies. Oil has ticky down. It came back to its retracement. Also, big news, friends. Gold got absolutely thrashed. Goldaroonies coming down to 4,500. Ouch. Here you go. Look at that box. What is that box? Crypto traders. Well done. Crypto traders are the absolute lowest of low-skilled investors, traders, participants in the world. Friends, whatever they touch turns to garbage. And luckily for you and me, they're finally out of altcoins. They're out of Bitcoin and they're out of altcoins. Okay, they went and bought the top of gold here. Absolutely, literally down, only destroyed. It's kind of funny, friends. You have Jim Cramer, turbo long on gold up here. You've also got Silveroonies. Silveroonies has even a tougher time. But maybe this chart, friends, maybe it does eventually just come back up here and eventually go back to the fib. But we'll see. So gold and silver, macro, doing its thing. Copper coming down. Remember, industrial metal. What happened? Our business cycle. Well, the PMI is still high. But remember, friends, as well, so we gotta light the candle for all of us. Okay. The PMI is high, but in the past, when it flushed from under 50 to above, it still took 12 months of walking up. Okay? And that's why we hope the next 12 months of walking up is at least healthy for us. Well, it might be some hope and disbelief. Okay? That's why we do light the candle every single day. Now, as well, looking at copperoonies, we've got the VIXeroonies, friends. Here's the VIX, back down to 24. Remember, it is downside insurance, so it's hanging around here. When it's doing a massive spike, it's basically like it's open season, as in buy S&P 500, right? Crypto also goes down with it. We also have US stonks hanging around here. So this is what happened, right, friends? The S&P 500, I'll show you just a daily candle. It gapped down, smelly poop gapped down, and it actually finished in the green. This is the actual cash session. This is the NASDAQ as well. You can see it's got this like weird candles, and you got the racist Russell 2000. This is a 24/7 one, I think. Or maybe it's closed right now. But this is everything just hanging around here. Most people are bearish still. All right, but you got to remember, friends, like we've been like 5 years of us going through all this pain and misery, man. If we did have a big crypto reversal, it wouldn't be surprising because the stablecoin market cap has reversed the whole move. 3-day chart. See that? Wow. What a huge reversal. Isn't that crazy? By the way, friends, see why I'm showing you this? You haven't seen that before. No one looks at it, right? That's why it's important. Whenever you see, if I show you something and you just, sometimes we'll have to think about it ourselves while we peg our nipples and do other wild stuff. If we don't see this on anyone else's screens, pay attention. They could be really good indicators. They could be worth nothing. It's like a lottery ticket. Is it worth nothing or it's worth a lot? Because no one in the crypto industry is talking about, hey, did you know that the stable coins are back to literally where they were in October? No one's talking about it. Everybody's silent. They're looking at, oh, look at the trend here on Bitcoin. Good. That's good. Maybe that raises the odds of a sharper reversal upwards. Maybe. This is Tether as well. Tether did come off what's low as well. It did. All right. So if we're looking at, say, Bitcoin, what I'm talking about specifically, this is the Bitcoin chart. And I've still got the fractal. Fans, isn't it wild, dude? It's literally following the fractal from 2014 still. It's still following it. Here we go here. Oh, man. Isn't it funny, friends? This will be selling may go away, by the way. Selling may go away and then come by in October. That's funny. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have my things exploding. Let me see if it, hopefully I'm still live, friends. But we have everything running out of memory. That's okay. It should be still here. Hopefully it's still here. See, I'm still recording. It should be all right. So, yeah, we are fine. We are fine. We'll go back. There's a lot of racism. Matrix is trying to take us out. It's trying real hard. Okay. So this is the chart. Looking at BTC, the fractal coming out here. This is it as well. Also, friends, we have Mr. Margin Quarry. Sommi live, let's go! With 100-pounder Roonies or Euro Roonies. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wow. I love you so much. We got Honda thanking me with a gift membership. Thank you so much, friend. You guys are awesome. Also, I want to check out the comments because you guys fire up. You got the spam bots. We got DC working as well. We got Alex Santos saying, Sommi, thank you. Thank you, friend. And we got DC woodworking. Working with wood. Finally, we have a carpenter, right? The spam bots were a good sign in 2021. Interesting. You noticed that? The spam bots back in 2021. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, friends, I'm telling you now, these scammers, for some reason, I'm not joking. The scammers are super aware when retail's about to come in. They just, I don't know what it is. They start up at the earliest moment. I don't know what they're watching. They are an indicator. Kingo, Sommi in disbelief. Could it also be your channel is growing relative to other KOLs who stopped streaming? It's possible, sir, but also when your portfolio is down, you don't get any dopamine from anyone because we can't make the candles go up. You know what I mean? You really got to punch through a lot of noise, and you can't. Like, that's why if you even notice like Crypto Banter, Rand, they're just interviewing like big names on Twitter Roonies because everyone knows it's dead, and they're like, oh, I just want to do an interview. You know, it's still not working. It's still not working. It's kind of funny, friends. I've literally walked into everything. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what the hell's going on, bro. Oh, it's going to go down, then up. No, it's going to go up, then down. That's going to sideways. And you got no idea, dude. You got no idea, okay? But just to be honest, friends, the only thing that's been working so far is the 4-year cycle, all right? And that's the 4-year cycle. I hope this move, if it happens for crypto, I hope altcoins are stronger on these moves with Ethereum up here. But it is wild, okay? By the way, see this fractal, friends? If this comes here and breaks it, right? Maybe it's because of that stablecoin market cap stuff. Maybe. That's what it comes to these things. You just, you know, you don't know. That's why I'm just telling you, I'm still buying every single week. Buying every week. That's why, friends, I'm just telling you, if you feel, if it crushes your heart, if you even hear the year 2028, if it crushes your heart so much, look, We're buying, man. I'm buying every week. Yeah, it's $10 doonies. $10 doonies. We'll start the bull market ourselves, but mentally we're okay. We're like, whatever. I'm not joking. Whatever. You should really do it. I know, $10 doonies. Do you understand? Like, when I'm the biggest muppet. I actually got to go to CoinGecko. I actually have to add it to the portfolio. Like, I actually have to add $1. I actually have to sit there with a calculator adding how much it is. Damn it, we're in a loss. Damn. I'm just checking it now. The weekly buy. We're down 26 cents. Oh, what a swing. Oh, man, I really want this to go up. It's funny because it's a new one. Like, I'm trying to get, I'm emotionally attached to the green ones on this because I didn't even check my other one. I'm gonna check my real one. This is real to me, damn it. So, who smacked us down? Where are you? It's Pulse Chain, of course. All right, and you have PDI down to $1.89. It's okay. We'll make it back. We'll make it back. So, we are slapping it in every single week. We'll be doing it again. So, friends, we've gone through a lot of macro. BTC now, this is the most important thing we need to know. This is the weekly chart, and I've got the same fractal, okay? This is the weekly super trend, okay? If we go back in the past, the weekly super trend has flipped green. This one was 12 months, okay? 12 months, all right? This one was a mega V reversal. This was the China band. That was about 5 months. I don't think we didn't get anything like that. But this one as well was 13 months, if we check it. You check it out here, 448 days. Okay? About 13 to 14 months. So 12 to 14 months when it flips from red to green again. This one is 616 days. Bonkers as well. But this one was a massive, massive, massive move. 500% just from here, okay? So 616 days. That is nuts, all right? Wow. 86 weeks. So it's about like, 20 months. So you got the range there. It could be 12 to 20 months in the past. There was the zombie virus one, which actually happened earlier as well. This one only took 10 months, 9 to 10 months, 9 months, okay? So if we go back to our one, and we check out, okay, SuperTrend, where are we now? We are at about 4 months. We're about 4 months. So we got November, we're about 4. Where would 6 be? 6 months would be about May. Remember, the price is 93,000 for BTC. 6 months will be about May. 12 months would be here. So this will be up to 12. I really hope it goes high. I'm not even going to bother doing the 20-month one. I think that's even too painful for me to just see. That's a disaster. But it's all been as a disaster anyway, okay? So you got your period of time here. This is their fractal, friends. You got to remember, see, everyone in crypto expects this part. See how they all expect there's a crash at the end of the year? They're all waiting for this. And they're all waiting for, they're all waiting for the crash. Okay, now this is what I've noticed with retail. They said we will be buying at the end of the year. Listen to retail, friends. What I've noticed with retail is they're always correct. They never lie. It's just that they're wrong. That's it. Okay. So when retail says I'm buying and I'm selling in a year, they are selling in a year. It's just that a couple of months ago, they were selling for 90% losses. Okay. They bought on Trump euphoria. They sold a year later. They go, yes, I'm selling in a year. Yeah, you did, but for a loss. Okay. Now they're buying at the end of this year. Okay. And they all believe they will be buying at, 40K. But, even if there's a crash here, friends, they all want to get in here too. They want to be buying here anywhere from, I guess, 65K down to 39K. They do want to be buying BTC there. The great irony of retail, friends, wouldn't it be funny if instead they're buying at like 110? That would be funny. That's retail. They're always wrong. Oh, you want it to be buying at 40K. What if you end up buying at 110? Because that's always what I've noticed is that's what always happens. It actually is interesting. People come in because they actually stick to their plan. That's funny. That's funny. They actually stick to their plan. Do you know that? But you don't hear that from crypto influencers selling you trading indicators, do you? No. They tell you, oh no, you're not making money because you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan. You got to plan it out. Here's some news flash for you, friends. Robots, AI, trading bots, they all have a plan. And guess what? 99% of them still lose. What's the explanation for that? What's the explanation for that? You want some Pumpy G music? You're going to get some Pumpy G music. What's the explanation for that, huh? What happened to the plan? They've all got coded plans in them. Well, obviously their plan sucks. There you go. That's the answer. The answer is there's only a certain amount of money to be made the shorter your time frame. And when you're trading, it's PvP. All right? You have 1,000 people in the trading arena. They've all got a plan. You put 1,000 kids in a boxing ring and for a tournament. They all got a plan. But only one person's coming out on top. The best. You're not being the best when you're using these free indicators that can be coded up here. Where's your edge? You don't have an edge. See, friends, that's why it's so much easier to fool people than convince them they've been fooled. Okay? Moving on as well, friends. So we've seen, you can see all these, friends. I now report this. Oil, gold, silver unis, ticky, down, down, down. We're probably seeing some strong friendship with Bitcoin and crypto because we preemptively dumped right in time with the 4-year cycle. Obviously, friends, I am considered a nut job. I don't think I'm a nut job. I'm a nut job. I think whoever was selling on the 4-year cycle, you know, it's Bitcoin OG whale scum, but there could be as well a bit of dodgy stuff. Maybe this Iran... Oh, I've almost said it. Maybe this Lego battle in the Middle East, the Lego battle, right? Maybe they are really trying to induce a recession of sorts. We'll see. Remember, I can't talk about the Lego battle anymore. We have to use code words. It could be, remember this is new, so it could be Trump administration. Maybe they're like, uh-oh, get everyone to stop talking about it. What do we do? That's what they do now, friends. They don't just like ban stuff because they don't control all us talking about it. But what they can do, they can like tell Nikita Burr to start basically be more tighter on your coverage of the Lego battle. And then YouTube are just like, okay, we straight demonetize, we just shadow ban people. They just do that straight away, you know? So shocking, as I've shown you, friends, the US rate curve priced in a 100% chance of a rate hike. And then it wicked back. That's what I showed you, right? It was literally, it went straight into rate hike territory. Does it scare anyone, friends? We don't care. You know, we don't care. Do you honestly care? They gave us 3 cuts. Crypto went down. Who gives a crap? You know what I mean? Like, we've just, whatever, 4-year cycle, got to build the base for the next one. Doesn't scare me. Doesn't scare me. You know who this scares, friends, by the way? This scares stock market dudes. Because stock market guys, 15% down in stocks, it's game over for them. They can't handle it. You know what I mean? And when in stocks, when they go, look, take a long-term view in stocks, like you might have to wait 12 months before you go in profit. That's a long time for them, by the way. They usually use 6 months. It could take you like 12 months to make back your money. I mean, we are so hardened by going through our experience of 5 years plus and still going. Stocks reversed upwards after gapping Dune, teasing soy boy bears. Remember, friends, everyone is short. Record number of puts. Everyone's short. Okay, that's why we might just find it harder for that S&P to actually stab all the way down. Everyone's short. They're begging for a crash. Treasury Secretary Bessent said the US may remove sanctions on, you know, the oil from the land of Legos. That's on water. And also, he said, we'll see if Karg Island eventually becomes a US asset. Karg Island handles 90% of iRun's oil. Very interesting. So I guess they're just talking geopolitical stuff. Friends, just a newsflash for you, okay? Maybe you haven't noticed by now. There's a circle of spotlight, okay? And everyone has their turn. You know, even Peter Schiff had his turn. Yeah, now gold's getting destroyed. Everyone's got their turn. There are geopolitical guys out there, okay? It's kind of funny, friends. God bless your heart. Friends, there are guys and girls, they just watch like politics, geopolitics news all day. Like they love international politics. Honestly, God bless you. I don't know why you're wasting your time, dude. Your opinion doesn't matter. Those people's opinions don't matter. 99% of everyone's opinions are just Muppets anyway, and you don't have any financial gain. They're literally just bored. I guess they're like, you know what, I'd rather watch this and be up to date with the news rather than, say, watch Ren and Stimpy or whatever else is on Netflix. What's wrong with Ren and Stimpy, by the way? Right? So that's where they're coming from. The thing is, though, right, that news, it makes you a poo-poo investor because you're just turbo bearish, because you're just always remembering the times of like how unpredictable war is, how unpredictable, oh no, there's an oil tanker here. What you'll find, friends, is there are so many insiders to this game, markets will reprice for a healthier outcome. And that's what the disbelief move is, always happens. And then you're sitting there watching geopolitics, and like there'll be another Professor Jiang video coming out. Welcome to the end of the war, part 2. You know what I mean? Like there always is another end of the war, another end of the world. It's literally as old as time. And everyone sells, everyone gets out. And then you realize they're just different spin-offs of Peter Schiff. They just have a different gold maxi portfolio. And then as your thing goes up, they go, oh, it's a good time to sell. It's a good time to sell. That's what happens, right? So these things, there's a circle of spotlight. It basically circles around. And crypto has obviously been left in the dust now. That's why we're primed for a surprise move up. We've also got Mr. HEXChef, friends, saying, I think I've watched every juicy news. Wow, that's awesome. Mr. Amun Rao, where is the white swan? It might load this year. You don't know. You don't know at some point. What would even a white swan be, friends? They gave us everything. They literally gave us everything. You know, it's like nothing can even be... What can even make you excited now? Oh, imagine the president likes us. That's a curse now. That's funny. Charles Fuchs. I'm late. I got here. Just got here. Well done, sir. Welcome. Stefan the Teflon Don. I was not expecting to hear my name. Thanks for all you do. No, thank you, friend. Adam P. F sake. Who ran the good accounting? I was thirsty for blood. So that's the Hex, the gaming system, right? It's kind of funny, friends. Even with Hex, right? A lot of people... with Hex, a lot of people dissed it at the start because it was like a financial video game, right? But now you're looking at it and Richard was just like ahead of his time because that's what everything is. It is just a video game. It is now. But, you know, Bitcoin maxis, they don't see it as a video game. They go, no, this is serious. There's war and all this stuff out here. And then like you're starting to see it's all digital. It is... It's like it's a metaverse, friends. You know, all this money stuff. It is the metaverse, not the Mark Zuckerberg, that trash thing, but like this, we are in the metaverse because it's just a different logo with a liquidity pool on the interwebs, right? You're not doing anything different with it, right? We've also got Mr. Smeenham saying, good morning, baby dolls. We've got some Spoonie Wilder action, right? Want to be pretty soul. Are we live? Yes, we are. Crypto Gripper. Sommi, do some jumpy jacks. Does that count for not skipping leg day? You do them. Yeah, that's good enough. You can do some squats. You can do some squats. If you have a bad back as well, you should be doing squats as well. If you sit down all day and you have lower back stuff. Okay. Adam P. Who got sacrificed to Moloch? We're this close, by the way. We're this close to trying it. I mean, we've tried everything else. You know what I mean? We've tried literally everything else. We're just thinking about who we got to sacrifice. Check it out, friends. Morgan Stanley have filed for a Soy 1, that's with the SEC, for a Bitcoin spot ETF under the ticker MSBT, Morgan Soybeans. So what they're going to do, friends, that's why all the banks, they are funneling all their customers into their own ETFs. So they're going to have, like, I guess, pocket ETFs for every customer. Hey, do you want to buy crypto? Well, I have an ETF on our bank. It just be from your bank account, go straight in. Yeah, so they're going to have a big network effect. That's why in crypto, things like ProveX are important because you try to get people into stuff that you can't buy on the banks. So you want to remove the friction. Because like now, because if they have, because they're funneling everybody to their own ETF, it's literally one button. So that's why it's really got to be a high value proposition. And that's why altcoins are going to be juicy one day. China, friends, shout out to Matt and all my Chinese baby dolls. They have now bought gold for 16 consecutive months, bringing the total reserves. See, they lie about the reserves. They say they have 2.3 tons. They say they have 371 billion, probably times it by 10. Okay, China, everyone in China loves gold because all these dynasties that have survived with that and last forever. So that's the big thing when it comes to China, friends. They've been buying gold and then you're probably looking at it like, excuse me, why are we going down? Exactly. Welcome to markets. Welcome to markets. Friends, welcome. Ain't so easy, is it? Look at all this move. Look at all this move. When did you hear about China buying gold? Right here. That's when you heard about it. That's when like Peter Schiff and everyone comes out. Friends, look, classic top signal. Uncle Peter Schiff's podcast kept being spammed on my YouTube on the front page because he's got so many views, right? And I was, because you haven't seen him in a while. You're like, hey, let's see Uncle Petey. Uncle Petey watches my channel sometimes, by the way. Shout out to Uncle Petey. And Spencer. I wonder if Spencer watches me without his dad knowing. Spencer and Uncle Peter Schiff. So I watched some Uncle Peter Schiff. I'm just thinking, hey, has he changed? It's the same thing. Anytime there's a Bitcoin move up, everybody's an idiot. It's just going up because people think it's going to go up, right? And then every time it goes down, oh, it's just started its way down to $2,000 every time. And then when it's the economy, his friends, Uncle Peter Schiff has had the same expectation for the US and world economy. And I'm not joking. Friends, I watched him like, I used to watch him weekly. He's had the same expectation for 15 years. I'm not kidding. 15 years, friends. And it's the same expectation. It's low GDP, high inflation. That's it. Low GDP, high inflation. The same expectation, no matter what we've gone through. And in that time, man, S&P, NASDAQ, even Bitcoin and crypto just smashed up through highs. You know, so it's just, they're never changing, man. And then we have this gold scare. And everyone's like, oh, here it is. You know, it's funny. That gold move was pricing in low GDP, high inflation. That's what the past 2 years move is. Look at it. We have sticky inflation. You see? But it doesn't last forever. People learn, friends. People learn. SEC Chair, Paul Atkins, right here. He clarifies NFTs are treated as digital collectibles. Yeah, but do you collect your dog shit and keep it inside? Not investment contracts, and therefore they fall outside securities laws. He also said the agency is setting up a framework for crypto so people can have certainty. The great curse, huh? When the government stepped in, it just ruined everything, huh? And just like it basically, I think, friends, when the government stepped in, it like gave a license to all these insider banks come to just suppress the crap out of it. Maybe to get in. Maybe. That's how we rationalize it. You know, we don't know. We're just sitting here trying not to mog ourselves because we don't know that. It's just cope. Because, friends, if you listen to stock market guys, like anywhere from Jason Shapiro, even Bitcoin maxis, like guys who Bitcoin and altcoin, only big altcoin guys like Mark Yusko, like they still say Dogecoin should be at zero market cap. Literally zero. They said crypto's not going up until Dogecoin's at zero. They've been saying that since 2022. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, they just have this opinion because there's no cash flow. It's never gonna do anything. But like, bro, what do you use Bitcoin for? What do you use Bitcoin for? Store value. Don't even say that anymore. What do you use it for? Exactly. That's why, by the way, it's a good time to buy because no one's got any use for this stuff, right? Remember, we're all digital network effects. Okay, you're betting on a piece of land, a layer 1 chain, and you're betting that people will congregate around that land. That's what you're betting on. It's digital land. Okay. Now, and what we've seen in crypto as well is even if the money rates are different, even if it's cheaper to use something on another place, if it's not like 10 times cheaper, people will stay on their piece of land. They will. Like in Bitcoin, people would rather send the Bitcoin and pay $10 rather than, I guess, wrapping it on Ethereum and spending $2 to do it. They just don't want to move. Just giving you a very, very crude example there. That's what we've seen. Ripple-backed Evernorth files a soy 4 to go public via SPAC to become a NASDAQ-listed XRP treasury company. So XRP, remember friends, was a darling of 2017. They come and kind of resurrect in 2024. The US dollar price hits the high, but they're still down 90%. I just want to show you some astrology fractal corn, friends. We have RSI chart here. This is BTC. Everything's cheap. You know this stuff. This is XRP. Can go down and then reverse, or it just can go chop sideways. All right. We don't know. We don't know which one we're going to get. Now, why I showed you this, friends, remember I showed it to you. Look, look, you're here for highest value content in crypto. I'm just telling you as the crowd, I'm just alerting you. When I say 2028, and remember, I don't know anything, dude. Friends, I'm rolling the dice just like you every year. Okay, but when I say 2028, my gosh, you guys bring out Forky. Straight away. I'm just telling you, no. Twitter comments, telegrams, everywhere. I'm just telling you, when I say 2028, I'm just showing you this was a winning XRP chart. It chopped all of 2022, all of 2023, all of 2024, and then the last literal 2 months of the year pop. Okay, this is 2 years, all right? That part is 2 years. I don't want us to do that. Maybe we reverse stronger. I'm just saying, you know, it's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain. And we don't want 2028, but I'm just like, there is only one formula that's ever worked in crypto, which is you got to wait for US presidential election. That's it. Sad part though is Altcoin, the banned term, in 2017, it ran for 12 months. Pretty much. It was basically like 4 to 5 months, cool off 4 to 5 months, whatever. Okay, but 12 months start to finish. Okay, 12 months. That's 12, 1, 2. In 2021, we only had about 5 months. Remember? So Joe Biden gets in, you know, well, whoever's in Joe Biden's lizard skin suit, they get in, and then we ran from December to May. All right, so it was about 5 to 6 months. So remember, the first one was 12, then we only got like 6, that's why it's diminished and it screwed everybody. But then with Trump, we only got 1 month, December 2024. That was the peak of FSPX and Giga and all these other those meme coins. That was it. It was down only. And then like had this complacency euphoria move with the Trump meme coin launch. Okay. So what does that happen? If you keep rolling that on, does that mean, oh, that means we never get an Altseason, the banned term, ever again, because we went from 12, 5, 1 month. This now it's like, oh, we're going like negative 5 months. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe it's based off expectations. Because maybe now, if I show you, friends, others gold ratio right here. Remember, right here. Okay, this one was 6 months, 5, 6 months. This one only lasted 1 month. Boom, right here, okay? So now the expectation, though, is that all, like, never, ever, ever buy an altcoin. That's what the expectation is, all right? It's literally 100% infused in everybody. I mean, like, everyone's even laughing. Why even bother DCAing buying every week? Literally, most people are saying that. So if there was ever a time for us to do the shocking slow crawl up, it's now. It would be now. And what do they look like, friends? What they look like is, see, everyone thinks you get another sideways for another 2 years. That's what everyone thinks. Everyone expects that, right? Because that's what's happened in the past. But on the massive double bottoms of these charts, the second leg, sentiment is the worst. So the pain is huge. That's what it is. The pain is very, very, very big. It's actually what we're feeling right now. Friends, just me saying the year 2028, right? Just saying the 2028, that's how bad it feels, right? Really, really, really bad, okay? But these are the moves where it crawls up, it does like the little chippity-choppity flags, and then everyone thinks it's going to go down again, and then it crawls up again, and everyone says, you know what, it's high, this or that. This is friends, at this point here, this is where all the crypto influencers, that's where they pretend they were bullish. And then what they say is they go, okay, if you break up higher, I'm going to get in. If you go down lower, one last crash, I'm going to get in. That's what they say. That's how they defend themselves. Because I remember this from all the last times, okay? And usually what happens is you actually do get that swoop up. And, you know, you don't even remember them. Because to get the swoop up, this is what happens. You know this swoop up? So many more new people are coming into crypto, and there's new KOLs, and there's macro people, and there's new people everywhere. You totally forget that you wanted to kill that crypto influencer who was bearish. You totally forget it. You forget they existed. You don't even remember. You don't remember anything. You don't remember anything until way, way, way later. They get weeded out, and there's new blood that comes in. That's actually the process of what happens here. So I really hope that's where we are right now. And remember, friends, this is others versus gold. Gold's real money. This is the others chart. This is pretty much altcoins. And yes, it is down. We're down 85% in 5.1 years. So that's the pain. But also remember, we got the PMI ticking up. All right. So yeah, it's kind of funny. We're like, hey, but there's the Lego battle in Middle East. I know, man. That's wild. That's why if we got a melt up, everybody's offside. Why? Because you're seeing the Lego battle in the Middle East with oil. and everyone's calling for a massive recession. And I'm like, yeah, recession, everything slows down. I go, but if you just look at the data and you never looked at the news, the data would say the economy is going to heat up. Okay, but the news is everywhere. You can't get it out of your head. That's why everyone be like, no, 0% chance. There's no chance that's going to happen. I know, man. Just like go back to zombie virus. As everything's crashing to zero, if I told you, guess what? The winning move is to buy Doge. You didn't believe me either. I wouldn't have even believed me. Actually, I did buy on that thing. I did buy a lot of stuff. I did buy junk. This is it, friends. This is before Doge, like right here, right? Here we have zombie virus. Right here, zombie virus. Look what was to come after that. Literally 450x rally. Literally 450x. You know? So are we witnessing it right now? Where everyone's like, hey, guess what? The economy is about to heat up. Could be what we're looking at. We also got friends who catch up some chatteroonies as well. Mr. HEXChef. I'm never going to sell my Richard Hart coins. Other coins, yes, but Pulse Chain is a bet on the good of humanity. It's really good, sir, because Pulse Chain, the N-word narrative or the theme of it, that's why I think it's got a lot of value. It makes people think they're fighting on the red pill team, that they're fighting for a greater cause. Yeah, because we don't even bow down to exchanges. You get it? Remember, you're getting something more than, it's not just a tangible item here, right? It's not. But we all know, by the way, if there were 5 other altcoins that are just ripping through highs and they had a theme about them, everyone would be buying them, but we just don't have them. All we've got is one, HyperLiquid. The problem, as Professor Jiang would say, with HyperLiquid is that Arthur Hayes is now long. And Arthur cursed GMX. Now, HyperLiquid is very strong. It is. I'm just telling you, it's the Arthur Hayes curse, man. Maybe it's only got about a year left into it. We've also got everyone telling me to open up the Sommi reserves, release the spoonies, and we're alive, Mr. User, and we're alive. Yeah, man, that's awesome, friends. I do appreciate all of you. Adam P, how did no, it keeps moving down. Oh, here we go. How did Sommi predict Elon would turn X into a financial platform? Adam, good question. How did I know Elon was going to do it into a financial platform? Look, you wouldn't believe it, but you're going to believe it. It's because I don't trust him. Now, it's good. He lets us talk and he's anti-woke and stuff, but in terms of, look, you got to understand, man, China do control top down. They control top down. They go, that's it. You got no rights. You do as you're told. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever. And then China goes, you see, they do the same thing in America. It's just that in America, Americans, they don't even know they're being controlled like that. We at least tell you, we're open, so you know the rules. It's better. It's transparent. Right? In America, it doesn't work like that. In America, they do the scamming, the controlling bottom up. So, Trump, hey, I'm a man of the people. Elon, yeah, I'm cool. I'm anti-woke and stuff. But little do we know, X platform, friends, I couldn't believe it, dude. X platform, friends, Grok, it literally goes through Israel, dude. I couldn't believe it. I had to check it myself. Okay. I could not believe it. I thought people were making Photoshop. It literally, friends, it's all curated. And do you remember, friends, they termed up, do you remember when Israel, there was they hit a really, really, really negative bad point. It's like their popularity was capitulating. When that happening was, randomly, X platform, it stopped all the crypto red pill stuff. All you were seeing were jiggly boobies and basketball and total brain rot stuff. Total brain rot. It was they just turned it up. They're just hey, let's just flush all the social media for a week to get everybody distracted. And they did. So that's the next step. Elon controls the money and the finance. The old system, it's banks. It's bank chance. What we're going to do is play some angel music. The old system is banks. Banks are losing favorability over time. The new world is social finance. So it's basically banks, but you get to talk to each other. It's what we do. It's crypto. The future's crypto. So Elon with the social media money it's a bridge between that. It's not fully decentralized, but it's outside of the banking system. And surprise, surprise, here it is. Maybe he makes his own stable coin. He puts everything out there and he does it, right? And also, that's why we've got to be careful as well. We can't do anything, but Michael Saylor's Bitcoin stash might end up in the bank's hands one day. Hopefully not soon. Mr. Old Zealand, rest in peace, HEXChef. So Adz looking down on us. Rest in peace. Man, we've been here for so long as well. Unfortunately, HEXChef lost a battle of cancer. Friends have done some tributes. I appreciate every single one of you still here. Mr. Teska God, when the PMI was at 58, Elon sent Doge to the moon. Maybe X money will come out. Sir, that is very good to think about. I've actually got it here. Here's the DogeCoin chart, friends. Look at this, right? Look at when PMI crossed above 50 here, right? Here it is in June 2020. You see this? Where everybody was in disbelief. Everyone said, no, 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 China, China, China. And the supply issues. And look what ends up happening, right? So, yes, here we go. The PMI was 60. And look, it starts going up, literally. There you go, man. Well, there you go. That's actually, man, this is, you know what's the funniest part? For the past 4 years, I've said, you know what? Yeah, you could take on a bit of credit card leverage to get into crypto. But now I refuse to even say that. So maybe I'm a bottom signal. Maybe this is literally the time we go up only. Maybe this is it. Because we're just, you know, we've thrown everything out. We've also got Mr. Kingo again. Lots of friendship for everyone, celebrating friendship. Old Zealand, F Binance. Man, it's not even Binance's fault, sirs. There's just, and madams and squirrels and pups and ducks, there's just no demand for crypto. So people don't even know, why do you even buy a crypto? I figured this out in 2022. That's why I figured out Metcalfe's law. You get non-tangible stuff. We're digital communities. I wanted to figure all of that out myself because there's no book. Like, why the hell do we even buy everything? Oh, because it's going up. Okay, but, you know, things don't go up all the time. Why do you hold then? Why not sell this? Oh, because it's too low. Okay, but what's low to you? Oh, it's where I bought. But you keep asking, okay, but there's other things that are low as well. Why don't you buy them? Oh, I like it here. That's when you start asking, okay, why do you like it here? That's when I start figuring it out. That's why, friends, you know, like HyperLiquid, it's an application chain. The better HyperLiquid gets, it's just going to invite more competition. They just make the fees lower. You know? It's an application chain. Application chains, very volatile. Can go to zero. Application stuff can go to zero, or you're the winner. Look at Uniswap, by the way. Uniswap was worth nothing. Then it went to billions and billions and billions. Now it's back to whatever. Because they've got no unicorn cult. They need a unicorn cult. You see what I mean? Applications. By the way, PDI would be the application layer on Pulse Chain. That's why it's a one of one. That's why it's a unicorn. It's like, oh my gosh, you got no competition. You see how it's like set up for potentially something like that? We've got Space Up Diamond Vibes. Elon Ma. Thank you, sir. Elon Ma. What happened to that guy? More friendship. $11 Dooney weekly buys. Wow, stepping it up. Wow, Mr. Art Swab, watching you from SaintWolf's channel. I love SaintWolf. SaintWolf's awesome. I love, I'll just tell you this, friends, when SaintWolf's got like a cracker 1 or 2 or 3 hour stream. Oh, I put it at the gym and I'm at the gym and I'm training on the treadmill and I'll listen. Because he does different stuff. We'll go through like red pill stuff. He'll scroll through, go through a post. He brings someone on. It's multi-dynamic. So I love SaintWolf. And he'll bring on like, he'll just tune into like Twitter spaces and he'll just see people talking. You know what I mean? It's actually awesome. He's got a really good talent for just sweeping in, and everything's just like chill and mellow, you know, because I'm like high energy. But he's really cool. Shout out to Mr. SaintWolf as well. He's like brings in people, you know. That's why, friends, when I did my show, like when you do stuff, there's two ways you can do things, okay? If you're not me, where I'm literally like on crack 24/7, you can just grab people. That's what Crypto Banter does. Do you know that? Crypto Banter, Ran is not, he's not like the young, vibrant, high energy, like, we're going to the moon. It's not like that, right? So what he does is he brings on smart people. Hey, you're an expert. Come here, share. And then, oh, you know, you're from the government, or you'll do this, or Henry Zoidberg. Dr. Zoidberg is the latest one. Talk to me about why you think things are going up. It's that method, right? But with me, friends, I'm more like Ivan on Tech energy. I don't know if you've ever seen, friends. Have you seen Ivan on Tech on a panel? You just don't. It's like he's neutered. He's in the corner of the screen and he's just like, and then you hear people going, wow, like you have CTO Larson, like, wow, the technology is going to be improved. You know what I mean? Like you're just seeing him there, and you're just seeing like like a slow-paced adult conversation. And then when he comes in, he's only got like a minute to talk. And then he's neutered again. It's just The manhole's just totally removed, friends. Just like it's like your balls are just being nutted off. So so everyone's got their own talents, friends. I love Mr. SaintWolf. It's just interesting, right? We learn from different ways. I love looking at those as well, right? More stuff. We've got the Ricky Eyes Fitness Project. Well done, sir. Is this your fitness? Are you a fitness channel? That's cool. Love you, sir. Man, I've been watching for 3+ years. I would have given up on this Pulse Chain project, but you kept it alive. Super grateful for you. Thank you so much, friend. We're all still here. You know, friends, everyone's like, you know what? This sucks. You know, 99.999% of people who are saying what we're in sucks. I'm like, bro, have you looked at anything else? You haven't. You haven't. They've never looked at anything else. There's no example. Show me the coin going up. Oh, but what about Ethereum? Ethereum. All right, what about Ethereum, dude? You are not an OG Ethereum holder, okay? You're just the guy who's looking at the Ethereum's USD price. Ethereum has round-tripped 10 years of gains, Habib. 10 years. Vitalik has been making presentations, essays. You know those Medium articles? Foundation meetings. Do you know, friends, you know Ethereum, they have like meetings all around the world. They go to Shanghai, they go to Paris, France. Probably don't want to go there, right? Unless you're going to get robbed. Or they go to all the places around the world to make the case that they are a better store of value than Bitcoin. And guess what, bro? Wasted 10 years. Wasted 10 years. Oh, it's even worse, by the way, than us, because the Ethereum Foundation is actually dumping a crapload of ETH over the whole time to go out and spread the message and build stuff. What does this ratio say? It says you've been failing. But now, obviously, I'm using the F word. It's not really failing. Look, the PMI has been low. Okay? So, by the way, that's the best case we've got. You know? But they don't know that. That's why I'm telling you that. But I don't talk about that because, like, we have 50,000 times. They don't learn, friends. Then you realize people just want to whinge. Right? We've got Ricky again. You have led us through some dark times. It's always darkest before it's pitch black. To quote Peter Lynch. He's awesome, man. Peter Lynch as well. Really good. Peter Lynch, friends, as well. A lot of great stock market wisdom where, you know, he basically, you know, oh, man, it's crazy. Just a lot of the analogies. He gives advice for, like, normies about how, you know, it is true. Like, if you're buying a new fridge, you know, back then when he was saying it in 1990s, it was like, you know, maybe $100. He goes, people literally spend like 4 days researching a new fridge, the features, and if something's $20 more or less expensive, he goes for 4 days. He goes, but, you know, if your friend who's a retardio says, I'm putting in 30 grand into this stock, they're like, okay, I'm in. You know, so he makes jokes and laugh. It's so true, by the way. It is true. We do all this research on this stuff that we're going to consume, but on stuff we're going to invest, people don't think much time about it. Stefan, haven't heard Sommi's Vitalik impression in a while. Yeah, man, where is Vitalik? Is he single? Friends, no one's been able to tell us. Did he break up with his missus or what? We've got everyone celebrating the baby dolls. The CUDA, 35K or 100K when moon. The Gray's currency, Somni PTGC abduction. Also, shout out to Chris. There's actually a restaurant out there called Sommi's. And it looks like it's got a great menu as well. I appreciate everyone. Sommi Spoonie relapsed on the cereal. That's actually good. That's actually good. We can go. We make some good memes out of that. We have Mr. B, one and only. I finally made it to alive. Stefan, Sommi is the goat of all Canaanites. Man, do you understand? I had to ask ChatGPT. Okay, listen. Can we just verify I'm actually 90% Canaanite DNA? Right, because that's one of my things when I just go on a rant. I call everyone Canaanite descendant scums. I'm actually Canaanite. Oh, man, it is funny. Oh, it's funny how deep this stuff goes. We're just playing a video game, right? Mr. Design Addict. We are due for the most aggressive of all altqueefins. Too much poopy time already. You're right, sir. That's why I showed you and everyone that others chart, others gold. Also, we've got ETH BTC. If there ever was a case of a disbelief move, it would be that. But remember disbelief. What's disbelief? It's two things. One, you're going up, and two, no one can believe it. Think about it. What would be something you can't believe would be happening right now and crypto's going up? I reckon rate hikes, Lego battle in Middle East, high inflation. Yeah. Yeah, because you're probably looking at it, you're like, no, that can't happen. No, it can't happen. Well, that's why it's called a disbelief rally. They'd be like, crypto's going up. They're like, no, we can't go up. Inflation's going up because this and that. And then I'll be making my video saying, guess what? Crypto's actually front running a melt up in the future of high inflation, of the economic boom. But you don't, but like, no, I don't believe that. Duh. That's why it's called disbelief. That's what happens. And by the way, this did happen already 4 years ago. Right here. They were hiking rates and then crypto went up while they were hiking rates. We have this all the time. That's actually what happens. Right. We've also got, friends, everyone, we got Mr. C121213. Sommi, which Pulse token should I buy first? I can't give financial advice, friends. Also, you know, it's been 5 years of hell, but I would just get equal stacks of them. I'd buy equal of them. That's it. Okay. If you had $5, I'd put $1 each. Pulse, PulseX, EHEX, PHEX, Inc. Because if any of the ratios moves up, you're going to have that leg. And then I would get, personally, just me, okay? I'd throw something into PDI, right? And then you can play around. Like, just watch everything else. If you want to watch PTGC, Poker Center Coins, Pika, keep them on the list. But most likely they all wake up and ICOS and everything if Pulse Chain PLS goes up itself, and we're all waiting for Ethereum. As you get to see, man, we're just all in this one big slosh together. I lost my future wife in the bear market. It is now a bottom signal. Mr. C. Nieto. Did you, sir? Did you break up with a girl? I lost my future wife in the bear market. You don't need her anymore. You block and delete her. We're your family now. Get yourself a proper spoon. You walk around with pride. All right? Old Zealand. Who would even get married in these cycles? I'm just telling you, friends, you know, sometimes I look at those pictures of 100 years ago, 4-year-old kids in the coal mines, and I'm thinking, you know what? It wasn't so bad after all. It wasn't so bad. Friends, do you understand how painful it is? I'm watching the stock market guys, and they go, guys, stocks are risky. Sometimes you put your money in, you don't make money for like an entire 12 months. And I've just got to suck it up. I've just got to suck it up. I can't do anything, you know? I'm watching Jeremy Lafufu, Graham Stefan, Meet Kuckin. I've just got to suck it up. I know, brother, if only you knew. And by the way, you know Jeremy Lafufu, friends, as well. He's in crypto. He bought, I think he's down $1 million in, he bought Michael Saylor's strategy, and he bought Tom Lee's Bitmine. Yeah, of course. They buy the ETFs. They don't touch any of the other stuff. It is funny. It is funny, man. And they're throwing in like $1 million. It's hilarious to think about. And yeah, he still doesn't even understand the fundamentals. None of them do. They think the only story that ever related to any normie with crypto was when the government hated us all. That's it. And they're actually disappointed. That's what they say. They go, what happened, man? Crypto used to be the cool kids on the block. Like, the government hated you, but you guys found a way to go up. Yeah, and now we've lost our way. But it's not like you and me are doing it. We're still red pill. It's just that now we've just got Michael Saylor turbo buying with the Ponzi money. Oh, man, that'd be funny. Imagine Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy is the BitConnect of this generation. Oh, man, that's going to be wild. He's basically got the yield, you know. Crap, now that I think about it. Friends, do you know BitConnect? I think it was giving you 1% yield a week. Oh, crap, that's 4% yield a month. Michael Saylor's giving you 11.5. Friends, you understand? Man, I'm gonna slap around some of these Bitcoin maxis if this thing does collapse. I'll be like, you dirty little betraying dogs. You guys spent 10 years calling altcoins Ponzi's. And then when it came to your team offering a higher yield than anyone could ever imagine on US dollar, by the way, it's US dollar yield. You can't give you US dollar yield, bro. Only the US bonds can. How do they say this is totally fine? It's totally fine. You want to know why? Because in their mind, they're bullish on it too. They just can't accept the price that the chance that it goes down. Oh gosh. And just to let you know, friends, it should be okay. Michael Saylor's liquidation price is $8,000 right now. I just think one day in the future, he'll borrow so much money, he'll get it up higher. He'll make a deal that they can't refuse. Mr. L. Flynn Ryder as well. Welcome back, sir. Went through some troubling times, you did. You're back in action. He's become a spoony wielder. I fire up, friends. I love it when you guys become spoony wielders. It's funny. It's actually a big notification as well. We've got some discussions on Prove Hex. Me, Mr. DC calling me Sommi son. John Smith, did I miss a yummy update? No, you didn't, sir. It should be out later on in the day. Mr. Crypto Rob. No, I was reading Mr. Crypto Rob's message. He was saying I was his last friend. Here we are. Mr. Crypto Rob. Mr. Crypto B. Sommi is my last friend. My family and friends are laughing at me. What a humiliation. Yeah. You think you cop it? You think you cop it? Yeah. I have to watch their reaction when they click on a video. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't show friends and family. Come on, bro. I don't want to be thinking about picking my nipples and you're watching. You know what I mean? But it's the highest value content in crypto. Mr. Hexantino, thank you so much, sir. 6 Euro Daroonies. Man, I can barely keep my eyes open. I'm super sleepy. If I pass out, make this chair squeak, please. You know, you guys give the cute NPC RPG town comments. It is cute if you're going around little Pokemon Pallet Town stuff, right? Elfin, right. Sommi is predicting more than The Simpsons now. You know, friends, something has taught me about crypto, how little I will ever bother trying to guess anything in this world. I'm here 18 hours a day. If this is what it takes for anything, we got no chance. No chance in anything. It's too much time to absorb. You need an expert, and you don't even know what the hell the expert is. Look at crypto experts, right? There are none. Awesome. Got a lot of stuff out here. We got some Xenogears love as well. Mr. Mark T, make a Xenogears theme coin. See, so with the themes, they're one day PvP, pump and dump, then they run out. And then like, okay, what if Xenogears, you get over it in a week? And then like, you know, maybe into Chrono Trigger next week. It's the same money in the furniture circulating around. That's why, like, for example, say Pulse Chain, freedom of speech, freedom of movement. There's stuff that's core to like the US Constitution that like it's universal. You never get like sick of it. That's like a couple of the themes. That's why Bitcoin is fix the money, fix the world, right? They want to flip the US dollar. That's why it has longevity with the messaging, you know. But most people don't think about it because you're not making a coin. But, you know, Richard Hart, Satoshi, anybody else who's making something, they're making things to last, right? Which is funny. Martin, I'll leave you here, Sommi. Look at the charts. Wheat, soy, corn, sugar. Really? Is wheat rallying, friends? Let's look at the soybeans, friends. ZS. The soybean. Yeah, it actually is true, friends. The soybean futures. Oh, wow. It looks like the Bitcoin chart. Wow. Soybeans are rallying, friends. Damn it. We got outperformed by soybeans. Oh my gosh, man. You keep getting kicked in the nuts. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse. First the Pokemon cards, but you expect them. It's Pokemon. We got outperformed by soybean futures, friends. The soybeans. Ah, well. One day soon. I mean, everyone's out now. Everyone's out. Everyone here having fun. How much longer is it going to be? Look, friends, you pray for the best, expect the worst. Expect we chippity chop. What if it's a US presidential election we got to wait for again? What if it's that? It could be that. But also, what if there's a massive melt up? There could be that too, where Donald Trump is literally the wrecking ball and the next president has to clean up his mess. Okay? So, you and I are here to make it, friends. Don't forget, BTC hanging around here, $70,000. Let's see if this fractal plays out. Don't forget, he loves you. Like, subscribe.